possessed you to enter such a strenuous competition? I mean, you see people just really going through that. You've got to be really confident and gutsy to do this competition, and yet you did so well out of that.
Yeah, it worked all right. I kind of applied on a bit of a whim at first. Like, it wasn't really, you don't really think you're going to get really far. So you just kind of, you're bored in the office one day and you're fiddling around the BBC website. Oh, MasterChef, I like cooking. Oh, go on then, I'll apply. And before you know it, you're standing in front of Greg Wallace, like with a camera in your face, trying to make something edible, while something's burning on the stage and someone's interviewing you at the same time.
And he's telling you he likes sweets. Did you make a sweet dish for him?
Yeah, I made a few sweet dishes along the way, but I don't think he has a few favourites. I'm not sure I was one of his favourites, but anyway, I did alright. It was an amazing experience.
Well, you did very well. You came in you nearly won the final.
Yeah, I got to the final, and then I cooked rubbish food in the final. Other than that, I did really well in the competition, but it's a bit like, I just overthought it, and on the day I didn't cook food that I was really happy with, But it was an awesome experience. So went to amazing restaurants, cooked in Buckingham Palace, did stuff that you'd never get to do. So it's not really fair, really, because there are loads of amazing chefs out there that spend 15 years in the kitchen just working, and you're just some nobody, and you get to do all this amazing stuff.
Tell them to go on the BBC website and fill out the form.
Yeah, I mean, MasterChef is still going, so people can try.
No, I think that I've seen a lot of chefs come from the bottom and enter such competition, get to their level, and their skills have increased tremendously just in that short amount of time.
What, over MasterChef?
Yeah, over MasterChef.
Yeah,
it's incredible show. Okay, moving on up. Now, you've trained under David Thompson.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
How was it?
It was amazing. It was the first chefing job I took after MasterChef. David Thompson, I'd already...
You had to go from MasterChef to David Thompson.
Yeah, it was hard. It was really hard at first. The first 6 months I wasn't sure I was going to be able to, make it. You know that this is what you want to do, but you don't know if you can actually do it until you try. And you work alongside... MasterChef's great, but it's more TV than it is the real life. The real life is day to day. Being in a kitchen alongside amazing chefs who've worked in other Michelin-starred restaurants, and you have to kind of hold your own next to them. Otherwise, they don't care whether you've been on MasterChef. It doesn't matter if you can't cook. It doesn't. So it was really, really hard the first year, and then I managed to get my head above water, and since then I haven't looked back. But yeah, it's a real big shock. Professional kitchen.
It is changing from that to the professional. Well, that's really good. Now, tell me about what you're going to be doing tonight, guys.
Yeah, cool. So. Today I'm cooking a dish called, in Thai it's called Yum Mamawang Plat Pork, which means...
you did just swear at me.
No.
Okay, what did you say?
I don't actually know how to swear in Thai. So it basically means green mango salad with fried fish. So it's going to be like a whole fried fish with a green mango salad dumped over the top.
Wow.
Dumped, obviously, artistic way.
Artistic way, okay. We don't dump, okay.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see
But it's really nice. It's kind of classic Thai dish, and then, the fish is really crispy, and the mango salad is hot, sweet, sour, salty. So it's crunchy salad with lots of dressing and crispy fish.
Oh, yeah.
Really nice dish.
And how do you pick your mangoes?
So this is completely different to normal. This is green mango. So green mango is an awesome ingredient. If you haven't come across it before, you should definitely try and sniff some out. It's basically an unripe mango. So a lot of people know green papaya salad, which is a classic Thai salad made with unripe papaya. Well, this is the same idea, but with unripe mango. So the mango is really hard, and that's what you're looking for when you buy one. The mango should be rock hard, because that means it's not soft and mushy. It's crispy, sour, sweet, tangy, which is what you want.
Do you need to smash it like you do a green papaya?
No. Generally, this is just sliced and folded through a salad. But you can also eat it Thai people eat it with chili, sugar, and salt, and almost as a little snack. But it also goes in salads and stuff like that. Make a really, really cool ingredient. And you can find them in Asian stores. They're often wrapped in a little kind of styrofoam jacket in Asian stores. And they're green in colour, and then different sizes, but quite small. And then.
Put it under the mirror. Can you guys see?
Oh yeah.
Can you guys see? Okay.
So that's one of the green mangoes there, which I peeled, and then this is the green mango just sliced finely, like julienne, which is going to get mixed with the salad.
Yeah.
So other ingredients I've got that are going in the salad, like Thai shallots, so similar to little red onions, cashew nuts, which have been just fried. So fried cashew nuts, like not salted, anything like that. Just so
Not
you get like
salted.
normal blanched plain cashew
Right.
nuts, fry them yourself.
Right,
Don't
okay.
don't buy like a packet of cashew nuts.
Because
but-
they'll be salted.
yeah, and it's
well.
completely different. It's already covered in flavourings, half of those things. So just plain cashew nuts,
Okay.
and then mint and coriander, and then you've got like kaffir lime leaves, like a kind of citrusy leaf that's used in Thai cooking a lot, and that's them just sliced up really thinly.
Oh wow, how did
Uh,
you do that?
Yeah, you just sort of fold them over and slice them really thinly with a sharp knife. So that means they don't get stuck in your teeth. They just get like a citrusy flavour in the salad.
yeah.
But you can also, like when you're making curries, you just tear the leaf and chuck it in, and it works like a bay leaf, or almost infusing into the curry. And then you've got like a little bit of sliced red chilli and finely sliced lemongrass. So basically, it's going to be like really aromatic, citrusy salad with a dressing, which is all the dressing stuff's over here. So we got like garlic, chilies, coriander roots, lime juice, fish sauce, sugar.
And what is this?
That is just like a tangerine, mandarin sort of thing. You know, because the basic reason for that is that limes in this country taste a bit different to limes in Asia. It's a slightly different type of lime.
Should I
This is a
tell
lime
them-
from Mexico.
Should I tell them that you sneak limes in?
Not these limes, I don't.
The Capra lime leaves?
Yeah. It's just sometimes things get. Sometimes we smuggle some
Just
stuff
get
in.
lost in
But
the
these
secrets
are normal
coming
limes,
back to Thailand.
Western limes, and because the taste is slightly different. Sometimes you add a little squeeze of like mandarin juice, which like lightens the taste and sweetens it up a bit, and makes it a bit closer to the Asian Thai lime.
Oh,
That's the
fantastic.
idea.
Okay, oh, that's a clever idea.
Yeah.
That's really good.
So,
Okay.
what I'm going to do is first I'm going to fry the fish,
Okay.
and I'm going to fry it really, really. Thai people like when they fry fish, they fry it full on, like really, really crispy. That's what they like textures. It's all about texture. So the fish by Western standards will be like overcooked, but that's not what you're looking for. You're not looking for like perfectly soft flesh. You're looking for really crispy skin, and when you eat in the salad, it makes sense.
And this is all bone in.
This is all bone in, yeah. Like
bone
fish,
in.
fish on the bone is more flavourful.
It is,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And then you can,
Fantastic.
if you want, pull it apart. You can pull it apart later and sort of serve it up in a salad if your guests are fussy. But if you fry it on the bone first, you're going to get a better taste.
Yeah, and the bone must be so crispy that you can actually
Yeah,
eat
yeah.
it, which is extra calcium.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
So while we're waiting to
Okay.
to fry the fish, we can make a salad
Oh,
dressing. We
fantastic.
might get a couple of volunteers.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, right. Do we have? I need a couple of
There we are.
volunteers who'd
Yeah,
like to come
like,
and
like
help.
the enthusiasm.
Oh, that's fantastic. Come on up.
You get a free apron as well, apparently.
You do.
Well, you have to steal it, but.
It is-
Oh, mate.
Oh, did you?
You're probably,
Oh, right. So you did watch him. Well done.
probably cheering for Matt Follis, weren't you?
Look, you've got a
Oh,
matching
that's
apron,
very
so you can look like a twin now. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So, just do you want me to help you? Let me help you. Hold on. Come around. Oh, sorry. Tripped you there. Fantastic. Okay, do we have a second volunteer?
Second volunteer? Any takers?
Second volunteer? Come
It's
on.
not going to be taxing, it's
No,
like.
it's not taxing. You don't have
We
to.
had
do
volunteers
anything
yesterday
weird.
and it
Yeah,
was.
come on,
Oh.
come on. Lovely blonde lady
Yeah, I
in
actually
the
know this-
beautiful
I actually
blue
know this
dress. Absolutely. Come on up. You know her.
This is, Esther's worked at one of the restaurants I worked at.
Oh,
The Begging
wow.
Bowl. Yeah, it's a Thai restaurant. They've got a stand just over there.
Oh, fantastic.
And Esther used to work there, so we can't pretend not to know each other.
Okay, Esther, and your name is? Sorry? Hakan. Oh, fantastic. Hi, Hakan. Thank you for being so brave and coming up and helping out. Should I place this on you? Someone just forced you up here. Should we force her up here too? Yeah?
Free apron. Free apron.
Okay, Andy, what should they do?
No,
Oh,
it's
fantastic.
going to be easy. It's going to be easy. Unless chili goes in your eye, and then we'll take you backstage. Okay, so I'm going to get you guys to make a salad dressing. So the mango and the herbs and that, they all get dressed by a really zingy dressing, which has got like chilies and lime juice and all that stuff. All that stuff is over here. So who wants to pound and who wants to chop? Okay, Esther's pounding. That's the most dangerous job. But you've volunteered now, so it's fine. Okay, mate, so what we're going to get you to do is, so what we got here is the ingredients for the dressing. So like some garlic, some chilies, and some coriander roots. So like in Thai cuisine, they use the root of the coriander plant a lot. It's loads and loads of flavour in it. If you get a bunch of coriander with the roots on, don't throw them away.
I check mine out.
Wash them, yeah, wash all the dirt off them. And they've got amazing flavour
Oh, I
in there.
didn't know that.
From marinades into curry paste, in salad
Oh,
dressings.
fantastic. Okay, I'll never throw mine out again.
If you use like leaves and pound them into a dressing, it gives a kind of soapy flavour. But if you use roots, it gives a much more like earthy coriander flavour, which works much better in marinades and dressings and all this kind of stuff. So,
oh, thank you for that hint. That's fantastic.
yeah, if well, they're planted in like sandy ground, I think, so they're quite dirty. But if you just run them under the tap and like wash them with a little peeler or a wire scourer, they come out. They come out nice.
Get Andy to wash his hands.
Right. So what I'm going to do is just roughly. You don't. It's not fine cutting here. All you got to do is roughly chop them, pass them to Esther, and she's going to pound them in really no particular order because these can all go in together at the same time. So if you chop them, chuck them over to Esther, and she'll start to pound them. Esther, if you just put a pinch of salt in when you pound them, that will help. When you're like pounding stuff in a pestle mortar, it's a nice idea to add a pinch of salt. It helps to like abrase the stuff and break it down, but also starts the seasoning off in the dressing. So it's a good idea to have a little pinch of salt in there. Stops things flying out of the pestle mortar. Anyway. But don't worry, that does happen sometimes. That happened yesterday. Okay.
Yes, we had a couple of runaway.
We had a couple of runaway shallots yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of runaway
exciting.
bits yesterday.
So yeah, pinch salt in and then just start to gently pound. You don't have to. It's heavy enough as it is, so you don't have to smash as hard as you can. Yeah. Well, yeah. Any technique is good that works for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do over here is fry this fish. This is a sea bream, and what I've done is, if you look, I just scored it like 3 times on the sides. That allows like the fish to fry more evenly, and also like I'm going to rub a bit of soy sauce on there and a bit of salt, which helps to like, and then those cuts will help the flavouring, the seasoning penetrate the fish. And it just will come out all nice and crispy. It's slightly dangerous, but it's me over here and stand back everyone. You could do this in it's in a wok, which is slightly more dangerous. If you do it carefully, it's absolutely fine. But you can also do it obviously in like a domestic deep fat fryer. That's quite a safe way of doing it. So we'll see how it goes. This is a sea bream, but you could use like loads of different fish for this. You could use sea bass would be great. You could use a piece of salmon with the skin and the bones in. You could use trout, like rainbow trout or something like that. You could use flatfish like brill or turbot. Like if you cut a piece through the bone, you can then deep fry that. So it's really really versatile. And you could do this green mango salad with grilled prawns, with grilled pork, or really all sorts of different proteins. So I've just rubbed my fish in soy sauce, and I'm going to slide it into the oil. It's going to spit a little bit. So that's what you're looking for. It really to spit quite a lot and to fry quite hard, so it'll end up crispy. And you fry it for a good few minutes to get it really really crispy. So we'll tie it back over this way. I'll just wash my hands.
Andy, how do people keep in track tell me about your pop-up restaurants.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to do at the moment is open my own restaurant, which is going to be called Song Sao, and that's a Thai word for a rare kind of citrus fruit they use in Thai cooking.
What colour is it?
It's green, knobbly kind of lime, and it's an amazing ingredient which I'm really passionate about. But it's also just like a nice, easy name, which is Thai, but people understand. And we're going to use the little Samsara as the logo for the restaurant and stuff like that. So what we're doing, I've got a business partner who's a guy called Tom, who's a restaurant manager at Goodman's in Mayfair, and he's a really experienced guy that works at loads of good London restaurants. And we're teaming up to open a restaurant. And he's going to do front of house and drinks and all that stuff, and I'm going to be in the kitchen.
Yeah,
and we're going to do really exciting Thai food, cocktails, and use really, really good ingredients, make everything in-house, like coconut cream, curry paste, and just use nice ingredients and make it really, really fresh. And also do dishes which people don't really know so much. Thai food over here, people get to know all different regions, but a lot more like country cooking rather than the stuff that people just you see again and again. So there's a million recipes out there in Thai cuisine, and we only get about 50 or 100 over here. And actually, sometimes the most interesting ones are the ones that people eat in this, in the countryside, or they eat
off the street.
Yeah, on the street, that kind of stuff. So that's the kind of stuff I'm really passionate about, and that's the stuff I'm going to cook in the restaurant.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's looking good. So this dressing's been pounded up, and it doesn't actually need to be a total puree. That's pretty much perfect. You can see, I don't know if people can see, I'll do it over here. So we've got like garlic and the chilies and they're all like mashed up, but they're not a puree. It doesn't need to be like, you know, completely smooth. A bit of texture in there's fine, and that's actually kind of the idea. Like, you get little hits of flavour when you get a little bit chili or you get a little bit garlic or whatever. So
no, that's wonderful. What about, how many chilies have you put in?
that was about 5 chilies, I think, 5 or 6. Obviously, you can vary it according to how spicy you'd be, but I would say definitely don't be shy. Like, make it spicy and then eat it with rice. And the fish isn't spicy, so the salad should be like strongly flavoured.
So those are whole bird's eye.
If you like, whole bird's eye chilies. Yeah, exactly. So guys, if I can just get one of you to start squeezing limes, and then what we'll do, into there will be amazing. And then you can bung there's a little bin there, you can bung the squeezed limes in there. So I've been doing some pop-up restaurants, pop-up events under the name Somsar with my business partner Tom, like street food things and different events around London. Probably about 5 or 6, and I'm doing different things. Like in a couple of weeks' time, I'm taking over a restaurant in Hackney just to do a menu for the day.
How do you take over a restaurant?
Well, the restaurant's closed on a Sunday, so they get guest chefs in to do a menu, and I'm going to be doing a menu there on the 13th at a restaurant called Mayfield's in Hackney. And then I'll do another street food event this summer. Basically, we're looking for restaurant sites at the moment, and while we're doing that, we're doing some pop-up stuff,
fantastic.
which is really fun.
How do people find out where these go?
So they can check, I use Twitter quite a lot to sort of say what I'm up to, and I'm Andy_Oliver on Twitter. So I sort of keep you posted that way. And also I've got a blog which I sometimes write recipes on and write about, I worked out in Bangkok and wrote some experiences from out there and all that kind of stuff. And also I'm doing this event, I'll put that up on the blog as well. So that's andyoliverchef.com.
Okay, that sounds
you can
fantastic.
check it out that way. Back to the salad dressing. So Esther's amazingly, she's doing pretty well actually. So what we got here is, I'll grab a spoon. So we got the base pounded ingredients in the salad dressing, and then what we're going to do is start to season it up. And the basic Thai salad dressing is kind of like, if you think about like sweet, sour, salty, hot. So you kind of a little bit of sugar, a little bit of lime juice, a little bit of fish sauce, and then you've got the hot from the chilies. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of sugar, about a spoon and a half, but we'll taste it and readjust it later. And then fish sauce. And we're just mixing that in to dissolve the sugar. And then Esther, if you squeeze that bit of mandarin in there as well, then just mix it in with the lime juice. Yeah, that's perfect. So we're dissolving the sugar, we've got the fish sauce in there, all the other dressing ingredients are all pounded up nicely, and then we're going to put lime juice in. It's actually a sweet, sour, salty, hot, and then that'll get mixed through with the salad and put on top of the fish. Amazing. So that's our sort of lime juice with a little bit of mandarin juice mix. I'm going to put 2 spoons in, and then we'll taste it. It's always good to sort of put a bit less in, taste it, and you can always adjust it later.
Is that good?
So I'm just adding a little bit more of the lime juice and a little bit more sugar. If you just want to mix that through a minute, I'll run back to my fish. Okay, so the fish over here, I don't know if people can see, it's frying up really nice and crispy. You can see it's like golden and crispy and all the skin's puffing up, and that's exactly what you're looking for. That's going to be a really crispy, delicious sort of fish that will work really well with the salad.
And that was just seasoned or just rubbed down with
rubbed down with soy sauce. You can do it with salt, oil, or soy sauce. It just depends on personal preference. It's almost ready, that is. And then when that comes out, I'm going to drain it over here on a bit of kitchen roll. And while we're just waiting for the fish to finish, we'll start to put together our salad. So we've got green mango. That's all cut nice and thin. Then we've got lemongrass. Good pinch of that. I don't know if you can see. It's better if I do it over here.
Yeah,
okay, so lemongrass, and then Esther, how do you feel about chopping some shallots? Nice and thin. Yeah, you have. I remember. So green mango, lemongrass, the finely sliced kaffir lime leaves to go in there, and some thinly sliced red chilli just for a bit of colour and extra spice. And then this is just pick mint leaves and pick coriander leaves. all going
just toss
through.
it all in. Everything
Yeah,
goes
just toss it all
inside.
through, yeah.
It's
And
so
then
simple.
a big handful of fried cashew nuts. And this, I think this recipe is in the booklet. There's a booklet, a Taste of London booklet with recipes in, and this one's in the
It has the
booklet.
recipes inside. Taste of Thailand booklet. If you haven't, put your hands up and we'll have someone come around and give you one of the booklets with all the recipes from the lovely restaurants that have been here at the Taste of Thailand. Harry and the Taste of London.
Right, wonderful. So, let's just do some. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's good.
Yeah, that's
Thank you
lovely.
so much for coming up. Thank you very much. You can keep the apron.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. We'll see you in just a bit. Thank you both of you very much. Yay, let's give them a
Thanks,
hand.
guys. Keep your aprons.
No, keep your aprons. Yeah, prezzies. Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Alright, so we're on the home straight now. The salad's just come together. All I'm doing is slicing the last couple of shallots.
Oh, wonderful.
That's everything. So we can see how like you look at this salad, and you know it's going to be full of flavour, and like you can see lots of herbs and lots of sour mango and aromatic stuff, which is great. So it's going to be yummy, and it'll be yummy even without the fish, but with the fish it's even better. Okay.
How can you tell if it's ready?
So you're just trying to taste for a nice balance of like sweet, sour, salty, and hot.
So it's just like the nicest
Yeah.
balance, and then you just
It should be quite punchy.
Okay, that's hot, but that's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's supposed to be hot. You'll see when it all at the end of it, when it all comes together, it'll.
It's really good.
So I'm dumping this dressing right on top of the salad, and then mix it all through. And you want to like dress the salad at the last minute because you know there's lime juice in it and all that kind of stuff. And now cook the herbs and sort of wilt everything a little bit. So get everything else ready, then toss your salad through. And now you've got your crispy fish. Just going to slide that in there.
And this is what you call dumping everything on top.
Yeah, I mean it's supposed to be like.
You know, that's something
rustic.
anyone can do.
Yeah, and then you could have a dinner party and serve out in the middle of the table, and people can like help themselves and pick at it, eat it with rice. And the fish on the bone is much tastier, and like it's just a really nice way of serving one dish in the middle of the table, which people can get stuck into.
So that's it, guys. That's a crispy fried fish with green mango salad. Thanks for my helpers.
Right, thank you.
There's a few.
Right, okay,
I'm
everybody
getting heckled from the
have
audience.
taste. Andy's going to cut that up.
Yeah.
Andy, thank you guys.
You are picking them up.
I saw your pretty little face over there. I was like, I've got to come over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not too bad, mate.
Good.
Wait, mate, is that did you or what? Oh, Andy. You from man? Oh, I'm going to go back to work.
It's going to be a bit fiddly and messy, this one. I'm not. Yeah. I'll do it all day if I try and make each one look beautiful.
Did anyone have any questions for Andy?
I can do questions and mash up fish at the same time.
Yes, exactly. You can do two
Make
things.
mess on the chopping board.
You can multitask naturally.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
not as well as
exactly.
women do. Alright.
We won't go there. So anyone have any questions for Andy at all? You have a question? About anything? No? Okay.
They just want food. Fair enough.
But so do I. It looks absolutely, it smells divine. That fish actually looks beautiful flavored.
Smells great.
Not tough.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I think, when you fry it whole, it can actually be quite moist in the middle as well as crispy on the outside. If you fry it small pieces, you're just going to get one or the other. It's going to be like nicely cooked, nicely soft in the middle or crispy. You can't really, it's hard to get both. But the advantage of having a big fish that's on the bone is it stays a bit moist by the bone.
I think anything on the bone is
Yeah, definitely.
honestly. There's some spoons here.
Right, flipping this guy over.
I like the colour of that, so beautifully golden. Is that from the soy sauce?
It's actually just from the way it fries. I mean, it does go a bit more golden with the soy sauce, but really it's just frying it nice and high temperature.
Okay. When do you know when the oil's ready?
I think you know, if you had a domestic fryer, you know, like one you eat your chips in, you probably that's a good way of doing it because it's got a thermostat ready. But you can easily buy like, you know, a little temperature thermometer, and it'll be something like 180 degrees, I would say, that you would want to fry at. But you can always like put in a little piece of, you know, a teeny piece of potato or a teeny piece of something, you know, a teeny piece of garlic, and just see how quickly it fries and goes brown. If it goes straight to the surface and it goes really dark really quickly, you know the oil is too hot. Any funness still?
I love green onions.
Sorry about the mess.
Thank you so much.
My breaking up skills. You'd think they'd be better after all these years.
It's what it tastes like, that's the important. And of all the chefs that you work with, which is the one that you felt influenced you and mentored you the best?
Well, I think David Thompson's like the obvious choice, but actually, he's basically a genius, like, as far as I'm concerned. You know, I mean, not everyone, just the way he's taken a cuisine and researched it so much and turned it into something absolutely amazing. You know, just represented it in a way to Western people, which really shows off all the sophistication of the cuisine. But I worked in Bangkok at a restaurant called Boland,
Yes.
and I worked for a chef there called Dylan and Bo. They're the two chef owners, and they're really, really inspiring, their philosophy and how hard they work. And I really just think that if I think you've got a little bit in the bottom there, but you get a bit extra. Get on your way. I'm just giving you a bit extra. And they were really, really inspiring. Just how hard they work and how passionate they were about the produce.
And that's why they're at the level that they are.
Yeah, they're amazing.
in the world.
They are totally
Absolutely,
amazing.
got
Their
a
food is.
global reputation. They do.
We're scraping the barrel a little bit here.
We've got more around the mouth. What made you turn to Thai cuisine?
I just was inspired by it. I just think it's so delicious and so full of flavour that I just, you know, fell in love with it. I mean, David Thompson was a big part of that as well.
He is very passionate.
Yeah, very passionate, very knowledgeable. Okay. Oh, I've come to the end. Thanks, guys.
Andy, that was, oh wow, what a delicious
Oh,
meal.
we get scrapings. We can do scrapings.
Okay, I'm not proud.
Of course, absolutely.
Thank you.
Do you want me with my silly headset or without? Yeah. Look like I'm in a boy band.
Okay. 1, 2. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sorry, I didn't do anything yesterday. You know, they made me down. It's quite the hungry.